All right, you're welcome to this Pipsoclock weekly market analysis for the 28th October to the 1st of November. All right, so this is just a week that bridges October and November. So by Friday already, we are in November. So we are going to be considering the trend of these assets and looking at them from the weekly down to 4 hours to 1 hour, and then we'll just make a little analysis of the monthly charts just to have an idea of what to expect in the month of November. All right, so this is for gold. We are going to be looking at gold, GBPUSD and EURUSD, and then we could touch Bitcoin to just have an idea of what is happening in the crypto space. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So what we will be doing right now is to switch over to the monthly so we can settle that. Now the month of October is coming to an end on Thursday, and if you look at this monthly chart now for gold, you see that gold has been in fact, since the beginning of the year, right from January, gold has been making its way up. In fact, it just stalled a bit for January and February, but then from March, it started the bullish push. And here we are today. At the beginning of the year, it began at around 2063. 2063. And now we have it at 2,746. And the question remains, is it possible that gold could hit $3,000 this week? Can gold hit $3,000 this week? That's a very, very big question that we need to really see if we can find answers to. Okay, now, but we're going to actually try to make projections that could help us to really put things in perspective. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we have gold still leading the pack. You can see since the beginning of the year, it's still the same pattern. You can see the same bullish structure pattern happening here. Okay, so but then on the current week, gold still bullish, higher high and higher low. All right, now if you look at it here, let's look at the volume. Let's just use the volume here to see what is possible. Let's use volume and see what is possible. Now, if you look at this, you can see that the volume here is 1.714251. All right, that's 1,714,251. And then you have the volume here at 1.794. 1,794. But if you look at the height of the two candles, you won't really realize how much went in here. Okay, so with this kind of volume, all right, 1,714 here we have 1,794. Okay, so now with this kind of thing that's happened now, what are we going to be expecting? We are still going to be bullish. Both gold is still bullish. Nothing has changed because the crisis in the Middle East is still there. All right, and the US economy isn't doing any better yet. So gold bullish trend is still in place. It's still strongly in place. So we just have to find the right opportunities to take advantage of what's going on, and we will be able to make good entries. Okay, so let's switch over to the daily time frame, and then from there, that's where we're going to be working so that we can work out something that retail traders will really take advantage of. So we'll just work with what we have here for the month of October. So we'll look at from the low to the high. So we are going to be using just this Fibonacci tool here to link these 2 price points. And so we have it here now. So if gold would retrace really, so we'll be looking at a pullback that if it really happens, then if it strongly happens, that it will really perhaps by the time we look at the market structure and look at the faces, okay, and I'm not sure we are at that phase here, that's the distribution phase where markdown will resume. Of course, when we get there, we should be able to know. So but for on this bigger picture, but anything can happen that gold could still retrace and find itself at 2681. Okay, whether that will happen within the month of November, well, we'll wait, we'll watch and see. But let's quickly look at how we can trade this particular week. Let's look at how we can trade this particular week, and we're going to be going over to the 4 hours chart. And on the 4 hours chart, here's what we're going to be considering. We'll be looking at this, okay, because it's still recorded higher high right now. So what we're going to do, I'm going to use what happened between last week, that's the week before this week that ended, all right, the low and the high of this past week. We're going to use that to run our Fibonacci analysis, and this is what we're going to have. So with this now, I think we are good to go to run this coming week. So within this week now that we're going into, see what we'll be watching out for. We are going to be, we expect that gold, if it retraces back, is going to come down all the way to 2698.2 to touch here, okay? But then before we can look at that, let's first off also, we're going to do a counter analysis here. So we'll look at this fall to this point of last week, the low of last week, okay? Considering the high of last week and the low of last week. So we are looking at gold already when it touched this low at 2708.73. All right, so the 2 points became valid for a temporary bearish market, which gold actually came to test and broke the, you see it pierced through here for the 50% retracement, and then also pierced through the 38.2% retracement at 2729. And guess what happened? Now it came back to this point, but of course couldn't get all the way down to the 100% 2708 where it tested before. It couldn't get back there. So what did we now have? Is broken past all those levels: 61.8, 50%, 38.2, and then of course right now it's at 23.27. So by the time the market resumes during this week, with what we are going to be looking at now will be if it will pull back again. If it pulls back again, then we may likely, of course, the momentum it will even need, because what we have here already, this structure is still valid for a bull run, but does it need more momentum? Perhaps. So we are just going to open our cards, lay our cards open on the table, and see on 1 hour what you can see. Look at it. So from what we have here now, this level now, it might still come back to retest this level, and even at that point now, 2712, 2708 valid, 2698 valid. So anything can happen. It can be rejected around there and it draws back. Let me just put something here quickly. Let's push this on 1 hour, on daily rather. So but on daily here, what we have here now, already it's nullified this bearish drop here. What has happened these last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, nullified this bearish rush. Okay, so we are still bullish, but we're just looking for where we can actually tap into what's going on. So now I'm going to show you something quickly. Let's look at this, the floor pivot points for gold. If you look at floor pivot point for gold for this coming week now, taking the high-low close of the past week, look at the weekly pivot point here, and that's where we have 2738. So 2738 is somewhere here. 2738 is somewhere around here. So probably gold may want to come, and if you look at that too, here has formed a support 2739, 2738. There's a support here now. You get it? So we will look out first to make entry to buy around here first. Okay, and I don't know what Monday will bring, because I've not run any analysis on Monday, but just look out to make a buy around here, around between 2738, 2739. Make a buy around there. Of course, we'll be looking out for the signal to tell us to buy there, and we can buy. And of course, if we do that now, we might see gold going to still try to retest here, but it might succeed, it might not. And if it fails, guess what? It may find its way to this place, down to this place, and then who knows? So let's just keep an open mind on gold with this, and all will be well. All right, so that's for gold. So we're going to quickly switch over to the GBPUSD and EURUSD, and that won't waste much time there. Let's quickly look at GBPUSD first, and from the monthly time frame, you see that GBPUSD is trying to make its way down, having been ranging at the upside, so it's going to make its way down, and we have it here. It's like this is a bearish continuation that is happening here. So on the monthly time frame, we also have, if this closes the way it is by this Friday, we don't know yet, then it would have succeeded in having a bearish engulfing that would trigger further sell into December, from November into December. Yes, it's likely that November may pull up, and then it will drag it further down. But let's look at what the US Fed will do eventually with the rate cut rumors. I call it rumor, yeah. Okay, so on the 4 hours time frame for GBPUSD, let's quickly use this to just do. I'm going to run from here 1, 2, 3. That's 3 weeks ago, all the way to the low of last week. So I'm running 3 weeks at a go. So if you look at this, we can be expecting price to retrace up to 30206, all the way to 30474. Yes, based on the fall from 1.3142 to 1.2907. So this is the much we'll take on GBP USD. So the other details, you can join us on the Telegram channel. We'll try to see how we can come up with some quality signals to help. So on Euro USD is the same pattern that you have with GBP USD. You can look at that on monthly and look at that on weekly also. So they both have suffered the same fate: lower low, lower high, bearish continuation all the way from 1, 2, 3, 4, throughout last week. So on the 4 hours for Euro USD, also you are going to be looking at something similar to what we just did to GBP USD. So we look at this low to the high of 3 weeks ago also, and of course we are now looking at 1.0878 for the that's for the 50% retracement, and 38.2 is at 1.0964. If price will be able to get to that point, then we should be watching out there for signals to say sell. Okay, so that's it for Euro USD also. Now I'm going to touch Bitcoin shortly for the crypto guide. So now on Bitcoin, now the news is strong. Okay, the news is quite strong, and the crypto space is really buzzing, and everybody is so eagerly anticipating what the outcome of the US election is going to be. So, technically speaking and fundamentally speaking, everything is speaking for Bitcoin. And the bulls run now this year, the halving, Bitcoin halving happened, and after that, now talk about the Bitcoin ETF and the Ethereum ETF. That is already in play at play now by the SEC. All right, so all of this put together, and the frenzy, the anticipation of um, crypto enthusiasts, the community, the crypto community, everything seems to be building up towards a crypto bull run. So if that is the case, so we're just going to use this to say, okay, Bitcoin was able to record a a high beyond the high of the previous month of September. And of course, the low there is still lower. So you have a bullish continuation for Bitcoin already. So meaning that if things end up the way they are right now, of course, by next week, we'll be able to conclude on this. But if things end up the way they are right now, so we should be expecting further bull run in the month of November. And of course, the US election is going to make a major impact on this. So, and election is in November. So, with the November elections in the United States, if the results tilt in favor of Donald Trump, obviously the crypto market is very likely to gather enough momentum for the next bull run that we have been anticipating. And this bull run could run through into 2021, and it might see Bitcoin reaching an all-time high in the year 2021, but we'll leave that until the right time comes. Okay, so now I think that's the much I want to talk about crypto now. I don't want to bring out levels, or if I have to, let me quickly just put it on 4 hours, and of course so that you can see the levels you could watch out for. I really didn't want to do that. Now, if you look at what has happened here now, we may likely let me switch to weekly so that you understand what I mean now. Okay, okay, it's bullish still. It's bullish because the week hasn't ended yet. So, but the this is comparing this week and the previous week. All right, so if this closes this way on Sunday, we might see a hanging man, but don't bank on that yet. So let's just use what we have here to actually plan. And now, what do we do here? Let's quickly look at this. So I really didn't want to do this, but let's do it anyway. So we're going to run from here to here or here. So is there a possibility Bitcoin can retrace to 64,000? Certainly it can. It can. Anything can happen. It may just be a pierce and then it bounces back up. That's what could actually happen. All right. So let's hope that we can find good opportunities to make some profit with crypto. So you may want to use Bitcoin to just get a guide to go onto some of the altcoins you want to actually take advantage of. All right, so I want to end it here, and I believe that this guide will help you make better informed decision in the coming week. All right, from all of us at Pipsoclock.com, we want to wish you a very profitable trading and green pips week. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.